Hi everyone. Well, the day's finally here, April 10th, and Final Fantasy VII Remake has officially launched. I have been waiting for this since 2005, when, gameplay recording has been paused. When Square Enix revealed a technical demo of the introduction that we're about to watch very soon. Final Fantasy VII is my favourite Final Fantasy. It is not the best Final Fantasy, that's hands down, but it is my favourite. So, I capture with remote play. It worked really well for Resident Evil 3, and for some reason today, it has been potentially playing up a little bit. So we'll see how this goes. But I just can't wait. So, no, I don't want to involve. Normal is good. See, this is what happens when you do it for the first time. None of these settings are all done, so you get to see my choices. Oh, the pretties. I was blown away when I saw Midgar for the first time in 1997. PS1, square body everything. It pushed everything to its limits, and it was 3 or 4 discs? Can't quite remember. Because of the amount of full motion video that was on there, that today you could do a better job with on your mobile phone. But back in the day, mind-blowing. It was amazing. I think this is actually different from the Final Fantasy VII demo. I thought we were closer in. Oh, look at those views. This is just CG movies, and I know a lot of people are going to be saying that, but for someone who spent probably 1,000 hours just in Midgar, the city that we're looking at, which is the first hour-ish of the original game, this is amazing. I'm really hoping YouTube doesn't yell at me for the music. That's something I didn't think about. We will see how this works. There is another thing I'm a little bit worried about. Recording through remote play, I believe when it cuts off recording, I believe there's potentially issues. This could actually drop out on me completely, even without some network issues, which I'm not sure why we're getting, but everything seems to be going well, so... Oh yeah, no, this is a different intro. I was planning on talking through most of the intro and the opening, but look at that Marco energy. Yes, I have my coffee, I have water. I am settling in. This is my kid in a candy shop moment. Oh, here we go. Aerith. The character that no matter how many times people warn you, don't form an attachment, you can't help it. The scary thing is, this uses tweaks on models from the Final Fantasy VII animated movie Advent Children. Animated CGI, however you want to say it, it's still animated, it's just the animation style. In a lot of ways, this original intro is how I remember the original square, weird, blocky... I remember her being knocked over. I was thinking... Bastard. I was thinking earlier today I should have planned this a little bit better, even though I've had this in my mind for weeks, and gotten the PlayStation Mini and had the two intros running side by side. I'm sure hundreds of people on the internet would have already done that. Actually, I've never actually looked, but look at the scope. Yeah, you want to know why Midgar suddenly 40 hours? Apparently we can explore a lot of this. But yes, if you're interested in seeing the two side by side, let me know in the comments. I would happily fire it up and... I'm really hoping this looks as good for you as it does for me, because even though I'm doing this through remote play, I'm getting a little bit of artifacts and things are playing up a little bit, but this still looks... There's the train running in. Oh wow. Okay, so while we do this bit, because this is essentially the demo. So this isn't super technically my first impressions because I've already played the demo. If you're wondering if you're gonna like Final Fantasy, try the demo. It's the first mini mission of the game. So I played this a couple of weeks ago, so I've had Resident Evil and Animal Crossing and a few other things running through my head, and I just can't tell you how happy this is making me. And those helmet designs that I'm sure they did in the PlayStation 1, because of graphic and technical limitations. I love the way in the remake they've made it so you got the Tri-Center, like the Splinter Cell type sensors and light stuff, and Barret looks me. Here we go, superhero landing. Hell on the knees, as Deadpool likes to remind us. Oh man, this is already 6 minutes. Okay, I don't know how much of this I'm going to get through because I don't want to make a 40-minute video of me just gushing.
Paul! Who goes there? You're up.
Yeah, okay. I'm getting paid. I am the merc. He did say that. And then... Okay.
You're coming with us. Nice and easy.
So... I can talk about a bit of this. Oh, there we go. Trophy first in off the bat. I can say a bit of this because I've already played the demo, so I am mixed on the whole replacing turn-based with real-time action.
Have fun.
The real-time action's been coming into games, and it does help with immersion because you don't... ATB... So when you play a turn-based game, these tutorials that pop up do break the flow of what you're doing, and the music that used to come up and the screen would swirl and things would happen. That used to be so frustrating. I like the flow of the game. Tutorials get a little bit of a pass as long as these don't happen all the time. You expect it at the very start of a game. What's my command? Spell, fire. Burn, baby, burn. So, oh man, 2 trophies in. This is pretty cool. So yeah, being able to sit and run and play while playing the game, not having that break in action of flicking, can be good. However, if you're like me and you play when you get a chance and you come home and the dog and the cat starts playing, and of course they're on the couch with you in the middle of a massive boss battle, that's really frustrating. Turn-based has the advantage to me for that. After playing the demo, I don't want to access the map. Okay. It does have a little bit of an advantage for things like that. I'm not someone who's like, oh, it's action, it's not Final Fantasy VII anymore. One thing I really love that Square Enix has done is they have made this... Look at that groove support. They have remade this. This might have been pressing R1 to guard.
You're coming with us.
Nope. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, you fall down. Anybody else? I appreciate the improvement. I appreciate just how much, even just this initial train station, how much I can sit and explore. And if I want to see what's on the vending machine, I can. It's not this little pixelated mess. So a lot of people are automatically going to be comparing to the original. It's only natural. However, if you don't know anything about the original, if you've never played it, just treat this as its own game. A couple of potions. One thing I have heard a lot of people complaining about in the lead up of all this is the fact that Final Fantasy VII has now been released episodically. The Midgar section, everything that you do in this game, was the first fifth of everything you did in Final Fantasy VII. However, as I said, I could finish that. Well, back in the day, I used to be able to power through it just in a couple of hours. Being able to explore whole new sections. There we go. And having breakables now to get things. There's so many new tweaks that I'm willing to give Square the chance to prove to me that they have done something amazing. And so far, they haven't let me down.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now?
This used to be where
He's got
you would
balls, this,
pick Squall's name.
what was his name again?
Cloud.
There was no voice acting, it was all text box that you had to click through and try to hurry up through and go through. So
Unlike the rest of us.
if people wanted to go back to how it used to be, it'd be like playing Animal Crossing where everything's a text box, and even though you've read that same text 50,000 times, you have to wait for the text to fill out. Don't have to do that these days. It's beautiful. Into the reactor grounds.
Here you go.
Don't objectify me. These little cutscene bits.
We're done here.
I'll get into a little bit, so I'm not going to play up to the boss fight or anything like that.
Come
I'm
on,
just
you know
going
why do something
to...
this crazy just for money?
I do.
They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think,
Not interested.
right?
I feel really sorry for these guys. They try. They do so well. And already just in the half hour-ish that I've played the initial demo of this, they've done so much more to flesh out the characters of Avalanche. It's amazing. And for people that aren't aware, Wedge and Biggs, yes, there's a Star Wars in-joke. The Square Enix, the Squaresoft back when this first came out, were amazing Star Wars fans, and Wedge and Biggs appear in vast majority of Final Fantasy games. Usually as a comic relief couple, but games like this, well, I can't tell you what they are these days because they're changing things. Where am I supposed to go? No, we came through that gate, John. So, in a really weird twist, I know it looks like I'm looking off camera, but it's because the way things are set up. The preview's actually coming out clearer.
Get him, boy!
Guess you're first.
Gauge. I don't like hitting the dogs, but unfortunately you don't really get much of a choice. Can I? Oh. There we go. So at least try and make it quick. So when you stagger them these days, you get more damage. They can't attack back, so it's your time to really go in and let
Like
rip.
you're next. Let's go.
So yeah, as you've seen, there's the action isn't Devil May Cry. It's not all full on go 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 go. It's also not. I hate when people make this comparison, but it's not a Soulsborne. There is a timing element, but it's not. You don't have to get everything 100% right all of the time. Most of the fights in this, I assume, will be forgiving because this is being opened up to a whole lot of different players. Plus, there are... Oh, no. Thank you. Plus, there's different styles of play. This is what Square is suggesting you play it as. But there is a more ATB-based system. Plus, rather than in the turn-based system, you would have your turn, then your second team member would have their turn, then the third team member would have their turn, and it will keep going depending on your speed stat. This has you flicking control between all of the different... just waiting to see what happens. There we go. All of the different members of your party as you play. So, while instant team wipes and big boss things are going to be a possibility.
Not so fast. We've got company.
Okay, one more boss fight, and then I'll stop and talk. Yeah, so while team wipes basically are going to be a thing,
This will be quick. Enough.
so I've gone to Punisher mode, which I can't move as fast, but as you've seen, when I get the okay. When you get the combos going in Punisher mode, you very quickly start doing a lot of damage.
Here we go. That's that.
Bang. Okay, and that does that fight. So... okay, I can't quite turn the music off, but that's okay. So, even though you've only seen a very small amount of the game, one of the reasons why I don't mind doing that right now is this is playing except for the introduction bit, and that could just be my memory from a couple of weeks ago. This is exactly what you see in the demo. You get up to the first big boss battle, you get a really good taste for the game, and it's not a time demo, so take your time, learn the controls, see if it's something you can get the hang of. People have been complaining that it's only the first small portion of the game, but Square Enix is saying it's 30 plus hours of gameplay, which is more than a lot of mainstream games give you these days. Resident Evil, I'm not going to compare it to. I finished that last night. Resident Evil stories are very different, and I'll talk about that when I do the full review. But Control, I think I only played for about 15 hours, and that was with a lot of exploration and maybe 2 extra hours to tidy things up for the platinum. So you're getting a lot of adventure and exploration in this game. Where I would warn people away from is if you like fast action shooters and you like things happening all the time, these sorts of RPGs aren't for you. JRPGs have a stereotype around them of lots of nothing, 10 seconds of action, lots of nothing. This feels like they've changed that formula a bit, but it's still going to be very similar. There's going to be a lot of things happening that you just don't really need to. If you don't have the patience to sit, or you don't want to spend the time sitting exploring, looking for a whole bunch of lore or special items, or do this task 100 times to get the one component of your multi-weapon sword, I would probably say stay away from them. If you like games like The Witcher, the pacing of any Final Fantasy RPG is going to be different to what you expect, but that's probably the quickest close parallel I can give you for this. If you enjoy this sort of game, give this a go. If you're not sure, spend an hour in the demo. It's free. It just takes you a little bit of time to download it. If you don't like hunting for all the Shinra boxes, or searching for all the chests, or exploring each individual area of the environment, probably give Final Fantasy VII a miss. Tonight I'm going to be replaying this with Rabbit. She'll be sitting on the couch next to me, and I'm going to be having a ball just going through this and enjoying the world, revisiting a town that even I can still tell you when you did that first boss battle in the train station when you hit the 2 guys and I got the warming up trophy. In the original, if you didn't know to go back and check one of the guards, you missed out on a potion. I can still tell you 23 years later that things like that are how you play Final Fantasy VII. And I am flipping up simultaneously doing the first mission of Final Fantasy VII in a little stream like this. It would be an hour long. It'd be a long playthrough video for the things I want to do. But it would also have a comparison to all of the other people that are going to be showing this off and have been for the last week and a half. I'm lucky that I'm in Australia and I actually got to pick this up over a week ago. I only put it in my PlayStation last night to load the data disk. This is genuinely the first time I've started the game. I can't wait to go through this, but I have waited because Square had everything set up to go from today. And, no company's perfect, but And they've had a history of games breaking early and things going wrong. But I want to experience this fresh, and there was no day one update, which surprised me. I was seriously waiting for that day one update to unlock everything, add an ending, change this cutscene, something. There's usually something like that where Square can tell pretty easily, or people that have gotten it early, that they've done so. So I'm going to enjoy Final Fantasy. This is going to take up at least 100 hours of my life. I'm going to be playing this for weeks. I will probably play this 3-4 times a week after an hour or so of Animal Crossing, because that's a game that has surprisingly taken control of my life. But as you can see, the game is beautiful. I am really enjoying myself. If you have doubts, this is great, because 2 games back to back. If you don't know if you like it, or you can't see what the appeal is, grab the demo. And it's the reason why I've talked a little bit longer than I wanted. It's the reason why I've shown you so little. You have another 30-40 minutes easily of Final Fantasy to experience and decide for yourself. But for me, I'm going to shut it down, and I'm really looking forward to tonight when I start playing it properly with Rabbit. Thank you very much for joining me, and I don't know when the next one I'm going to do this with. As people that follow me on johnhqueensland.com would have seen, I'm actually backing off from a few things from the site because I want to put more time into doing video properly, basically, and restructuring a few things. So, but as I play and as things happen, johnhqueensland.com, Facebook at John H. Queensland Plays, Twitter, Instagram, John H. Queensland, especially if you want to see gorgeous pictures of my pets, mine and Rabbit's pets, I should say. We have Enzo, Ferrari, Harry, and Fitz, 2 little Chihuahua crosses that are just glorious. Yeah, thank you for joining me. We're looking forward to seeing you again in the future. Thank you.